can go ahead.
Meta Christina.
Yes, you can go ahead, please.
Yesterday we completed about white box testing. Today we'll move on for black box testing. It is also called as closed box testing and functionality testing, and as well as behavioral testing. These are the alternate names for black box testing. Why it is called black box testing means since the code is not visible, it is called as black box testing. Let me go through with the definition. Testing or verifying the functionality or behavior of an application or software against the customer requirement specification is called as black box testing. In white box testing, the developer will develop the software by writing the code. Once after the software is developed, in black box testing, the test engineers will test the functionality of the software. For example, functionality means whether email is working properly or not, whether password is working properly or not, like that. That is what we call as functionality in black box testing. So when it comes to who will do black box testing means test engineer will do black box testing, as I told you, because code is not visible. If the code is visible, then it is called as white box testing. If code is not visible, it is called as black box testing. The types of black box testing are there are mainly two types: functional testing and as well as non-functional testing. In under the functional testing, we will get 8 flavors: functional, integration, system, acceptance, smoke, ad hoc, regression, exploratory. In non-functional testing, we come up with the 6 flavor: performance, usability, globalization, compatibility, web security, and database testing. So here is the simple example for how to do black box testing. This is the simple example. As I mentioned in earlier stage while doing the manual testing, this is the same example. As a customer give the requirement to the software company, the BA will collect that one and he will convert that CRS to the SRS to understandable by the developer. Developer will write the code. So let me take an example of if any customers tries to access Ola from mobile, then login page should be displayed for the customer. And if any user log into the Ola, then home page should be displayed. So for example, if you take Ola application, if you click on that login button, so Ola page should be displayed if you get the login for that one. So that is what I am explaining over here. In the home page, in the left top corner, there should be a drop down and it should consist of 3 options. Let me take an example. There is a drop down button in the left side of the corner. If someone has clicked the drop down button, for example, see, this is the drop down button. If someone has clicked on this drop down button, means this was the icon going to be printed. Like that, in the same way, in the OLX page, if someone is clicked in the left corner of the page, it should display the drop down button and it should consist of 3 options. Thus the first option is book my ride, second option is my rides, third option is invite friends. For example, this is what the requirements shown. This is have to be print once the application is opened. For example, don't go this way. For example, let me take in my own way. For example, home page is displayed as the user said, as the customer said, home page is displayed in the software company. So in see top left side, book my ride is also displayed, my rides is also displayed, invite friends is also displayed. Okay. See, book my ride is working as requirement. My ride is working as requirement. See, same thing is displaying over here, like the requirements. But in invite friends, something like Gmail is missing over here. See, this is what we will identify in functional testing. If something is not working as per the customer requirement, then we will identify it as a defect and we will communicate to the developer to fix that one. This is what we are doing in black box testing. Everyone got it? This is the basic example for that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, in the flavor way, we are going for the flavor one, like functional testing. Functional testing we will do right now. Also, we will do what is everyone is doing right now. Functional testing. See, By clicking whether it is opening or not, this is also functional testing. That is what I am going to explain right now. Definition. See, testing each and every components of an application. For example, let me take this thing as an example. See, we are checking each and every components of an application, whether it is working properly or not. And we are checking it rigorously and thoroughly against the customer requirement specification. That's why it is called as functional testing or component testing. See, in the simple way, you need to mention it as functional testing means remember it as component testing. Here we will check each and every components of an application, whether it is working properly or not, according to the customer requirement specification only. That is what the functional testing going to be said. Then components like, for example, see, there are lots of component: text field, button, text area field, link, drop down button, radio button, checkbox, icons, major tab, minor tab, scroll bar, hamburger, etc. This is what scroll bar look like. Then radio button means like circle type of button, like that. Some of the buttons I mentioned it as a component. See, let me take this one as example. See, suppose I don't look into the diagram, it is going to be a little confusion. For example, let me take first name as an example. First name, what the requirement says is it should accept numbers, it should accept alphabets, if it should accept special character. Suppose if someone is entering alphabets means it should accept it. Suppose if someone is entering numbers and special character means it should accept it. So for that, how we need to write the test cases for that. So for that, I wrote some samples test cases. For example, first name text field should accept alphabets between accept between 2 to 10 characters. That may be numbers, alphabets, special characters, etc. But it should accept 2 to 10 characters. Suppose if we take alphabets, first name text field should accept A to Z alphabets. First name text field should accept repeated alphabets. Like that, we are going to write the test cases, and we will check after writing the test cases. We will initiate that into the first name text field, and we will check whether the first name text field is working as per the requirement. That is what we are doing in the first name means functional testing. See, functionality testing is different. Functional testing is different. Functionality testing is the difference in black box testing. See, this is functional testing, okay? And there are two types of functional testing. The three types of functional testing: over testing, under testing, and optimized testing in functional testing. Over testing means testing each and every components of an application by entering data or input which does not make any sense. It's called as over testing. In a simple way, we want to say means if if customer says first name text field should accept alphabets A to Z, and a customer will write 1, 2, 3 also. So this is what we called as C. The main thing is customer only set for the alphabets, but what we are doing is we are initiating the numbers also. That is what it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
That is what we call as over testing. Right? Next one.
Please, can you zoom
Under
your screen so you can see the writing better?
Okay. Is it good, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Next one is under testing. Just a sec, ma'am. Okay. Under testing, testing each and every components of an application by entering insufficient set of data or input is called as under testing. For example, let me take the first name text field only. Customer says to enter the alphabets, numbers, and as well as special character. But we will only enter the alphabets and we will make it as approved. Yes, it is working fine. After it is getting approved, when the customer uses that one, numbers is not accepting means it is default. So it is considered as under testing. This is all about under testing. See, the drawbacks of under testing is test engineer meets lot of input. As I said with the example, the test engineers will miss defects. Software quality will not be good, because once after the customer using the software means if he is not comfortable, means if he is not able to access what they want to access means like software quality will be not good. So they will not use that software once again. Next one is optimized testing. Testing each and every components of an application by entering data which makes sense is called as optimized testing. It is nothing but customer mentioned alphabets, number, special character, and we are checking all these three things thoroughly. That is what it is called as optimized testing. We are not missing anything. So after doing this means advantages like test engineer will not miss any scenarios. Test engineer will not miss any defects. Software quality will be good. Then there will be no duplicates. Time will not be wasted for doing this one. So this is all about types of functional testing. Next we will move on to there are two types of optimized testing. One is positive and another one is negative. For the positive testing, testing each and every components of an application by entering valid data or expected data which is according to the customer requirement. It is called as positive testing. For example, customer wants number alphabets like 1 to 3, 1 to 4, like repeated numbers are not allowed. For that one, that is called valid. So we are entering the same thing, exact thing. Negative testing. For example, like testing each and every components of an application by entering invalid data or unexpected data which is not according to the customer requirement. See, here they are entering some negative points, then dot and underscore, hash, dollar, like that. The customer want only numbers, but we are entering lot of special characters. This is what we called as negative testing. So when to go for functional testing, or they will ask also called as what is the entry criteria to do functional testing. So to do functional testing, first requirement should be present, then coding should be done for the requirement. After coding, testing should be done, white box testing, because it is done by the developer. They will check the code. After that, software should be installed to the server to give it to the test engineer. Then test engineer's resource should be present, available. That means test engineer should be present to test the software. After that, smoke testing should be done. Smoke testing I will going to explain in couple of days. After that, functional scenarios and test cases should be present to do the functional testing. Without writing the scenarios and test cases, we can't do the functional testing. So why we should do functional testing? See, to make sure that each and every components are working as per the requirement, we should do functional testing. If the component is not working as per the requirements, means the whole software going to be corrupted, or it is drawback for the software company. That's why we need to do functional testing. Suppose, for example, let me take the Facebook page. If login page is not working, means how they will use the remaining feature. So each and every component should work fine, right? That's why we are using functional testing. So see, this is the simple example for the scenarios for the first name text field. See, requirements is given by the customer for the company, how the first name should be work. See, first one is, it is a mandatory field. Mandatory field means asterisk symbol should be present. Second one, it should accept only alphabets. It should accept maximum 335 alphabets. Okay, then it should display placeholder stating enter your first name. Placeholder is nothing but inside this box it should write enter your full name. It is a usability testing. If we write that means then some of the user will get to know what they want to insert inside the box. So it should display placeholder stating enter your full name. After placeholder display means we are started to write like what we will test by seeing the requirements, only alphabets. Okay, we will check for the alphabets. For that one, see, to check that full name text field should accept 4 alphabets. They mentioned 35. I mentioned 4 over here. So I am checking whether the 4 alphabet is going to accept or not. If it is accept, then we will make it as done. We will move on to check the full name text field should accept 5 alphabets. So this is the 2 example. We can write for the 25 times also for this one. After that, to check that full name text field should accept A to Z alphabets. So for that, each and everything we can check whether it going to accept the repeated alphabets for 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, like that. So approximately I wrote 2,500 scenarios for functional testing in my assignment stage. So I am going to display only some 10 scenarios over here. So we move on to the next flavor, that is is there any doubt in functional testing? Guys?
No, still now it's good.
Okay. So next one is integration testing. Let me go through with the definition. Testing the data flow or interface between two or more modules or feature. It is called as integration testing. As the name suggests, it is a testing the data flow. For example, sir has sent the spreadsheet. Sir is using the same spreadsheet in his laptop and we are using the same spreadsheet in our laptop. Through the keyboard we are entering. See, the data is transformed from keyboard to the spreadsheet. Like that we are testing in integration testing. This is a simple example right now. For example, let me take another example. Suppose, let me see, sir is present in the meeting. Suppose I need to text some message for the sir, like hello sir. See, I am a user A and sir is a user B. I am testing hello sir from hello sir message from WhatsApp from my WhatsApp to his WhatsApp, and the data is transferring from A to B. That is what we are checking in integration testing. See, this is the scenario. Login as user A. First we need to log in. Login as user A. Click on amount transfer button. Enter from account number of user A and transfer account number as user B and amount as 10,000 and click on transfer button. Okay. Confirmation message should be displayed. Log out as user A. Now I log in as user A and transfer the amount to the user B and I log out as user A. After that, I am only login as user B and check the amount balance and check the proper balance amount is displayed. If the exact 10,000 is displayed in the user account B means integration testing is passed. That's it, guys. So scenarios 2. Login as user A, click on amount balance and check proper amount balance is displayed. We can write this also. So let me go for the another one example in scenarios. Suppose let me take Instagram. I post I log in as user A and I post one reel as user A. Okay, and I log in as user B and check I log in as user A and I sended one Instagram reel to the user B. And I log in as user B and check. I'm checking that user A sent message is received or not, and it is displayed means integration testing is passed. That's it. So how to identify integration scenarios? Understand complete project and understand how each and every feature should work. When the WhatsApp is launched, we don't know how to use that one. After completely understanding that one, now we are using that one. Like in the same way only. Understand the complete project first and understand how each and every feature should work. After that, understand how features are linked or dependent. See, we need to understand. Suppose if we take WhatsApp means, if we put the status, and in status we can mute some of the peoples. Or you can make it as public also in the status. Like that. We need to understand how features are linked or dependent. After that, identify all possible scenarios, then prioritize the identified scenarios. After that, document that scenarios. Once after it is documented, then we are going to write the integration test cases using scenarios. After that, test engineers. We are going to do integration testing by introducing the integration test cases for these scenarios. While doing the integration testing, if you find any defects, then we will communicate to the developer. Same process. We should do both positive and negative integration testing. Not only the positive. We need to check a lot of like negative scenarios also, and as well as positive scenarios also. Right? For negative scenarios means, suppose let me take, if you want to forward some message means, now the limited will be 5, I think, in the WhatsApp. So if you transfer for the 5 means it is positive testing. Instead of that, we are trying to like send is more message for more than 5 people, means is it negative integration testing. We are doing both the positive and as well as negative integration testing. Then clear guys with the integration testing, how to identify that one and what is the definition scenarios.
Yes.
Okay. Then there are two types of integration testing. One is incremental integration testing and another one is non-incremental integration testing. It is also called as Big Bang method. So incremental integration testing is nothing but incrementally adding the module and testing the data flow between the modules is called as incremental integration testing. See, one model is added, for example, login page is added. After that, sign up page is added. Once after the sign up is done, we will need to go for login page. After that, home page is displayed. After that, some more components will be displayed. See, each and every models like that. Incrementally, we are adding the module and we are testing the module we are checking the data flow between the module. That is what we are doing in incremental integration testing. See, there are two types in incremental integration testing. One is top-down incremental integration testing and another one is bottom-up incremental integration testing. It is also called as sandwich also. Then means sandwich testing. It is the combination of top-down and bottom-up incremental integration testing. It is nothing but it is simple. See, first you see this one for the example. See, first we need to compose a mail. After that, we need to send a mail. After the sending a mail, we need to check it in trash. Means if we delete it, means we need to check it in a trash. See, in the same way, first we need to sign up. After that, we need to log in. After that, profile will be displayed. See, incrementally adding the modules and testing the data flow between the modules and ensure that the modules you are adding is child of the previous module is called as top-down incremental integration testing. See, these are all the chains of this one, right? These are all the chains of this one. That means if you are not going to do sign up, means we are going to do login. If you can't log in, means profile won't be displayed. So this is the child of login and login is the child of sign up. This is what we call as top-down incremental integration testing. In the same way, if we won't delete the sent item, means it won't be appear in trash. If we sent item, if we want compose, means we can't send the item. See, this is the parent and this is the child. That is what we are explaining in top-down incremental integration testing and bottom-up incremental integration testing. See, we are incrementally adding the module and testing the data flow between the module and ensure that module you are adding is parent of the previous. See, in bottom-up, it is a parent we are checking. In top-down, we are checking the child. Parent means, see that, let me take is the same thing. Product inserted in the cart. See, if you want to search, means if you want to order something in the if you want to add some if you want to buy something, means we need to add it for a cart. Nowadays we can buy directly let me go to some lesser update versions. So first we need to give it to the cart to buy that one. So that is what we are explaining. See, child module 2, child module 1, then this one is the parent module. Okay, next one is non-incremental integration testing. It is also called as Big Bang method. Here we combine all the modules in one shot and test the data flow between the modules. Is called as non-incremental integration testing. For example, we will take compose, inbox, sent item, draft, outbox in one slot and we are checking it. For that one, when to go for non-incremental integration testing and why we are doing like this. When we don't know parent and child module, or when it is difficult to identify parent and child module, then we will go for non-incremental integration testing. See, here we can identify easily which is the child and which is the parent. Don't take this Gmail as example. It is just considered example. We are talking about the project. In project, we don't know which one is the parent and which one is the child. So then we will go for non-incremental integration testing. And second point is when data flow is very complex. For example, how the data is flowing from one person to another person. Like if you send the messages, some it is going for the group like 3 to 4 members. So it is very complex to identify how the data is flowing. So we can't spend more time in identify the parents and child model. Then we will go for non-incremental integration testing. So drawbacks. Chances are there we might miss some data flow between the modules, and chances are there we might repeat the same testings, so time taken will be more. See, we can't find the parent node and child node means some data may going to be missed. And we can, for example, see, we don't know anything about parent node and as well as child module. So chances are there we might repeat the same testing for parent node also, child module also. So these are all the drawbacks over here. Then third one is while testing, if you find any defects, it is difficult to identify root cause of the node. So we don't know which is the parent and which is the child means. If we find any defects, means it is not easy to find the root cause of the node. So this is the drawbacks over in non-incremental integration testing. Leave this one. Then when to go for integration testing? Requirement should be present, coding should be done, white box testing should be done, software should be installed into the server, test engineers should be available, smoke testing should be done. After the functional testing, for the 7 points, the functional testing will contain the same 7 points. So for integration testing, we will add this one. Integration test scenarios and test cases should be ready to do the integration testing. So this is all about integration testing and as well as functional testing. So this is only 2 flavors. Still we will going to with the 10 flavors. I don't know how much class it takes. This is all about 2 flavors of black box testing. Is there any doubt, guys?
Jeevan, in short, can you just tell what is the difference between functional testing and integration testing?
It's a simple idea. In functional testing, we will check each and every component, single component. In integration testing, we will check the data flow, just one component to another component, how the data is flowing. That's it. In a simple way, as an example, I need to tell means. We are checking, let me take it as Gmail. In Gmail, we will check for the Gmail also, password also, and send button also. We will do the functional testing. In integration testing, just we will test the data flow, how the data is flowing. If I send a message to one person to another person means it is going to display or not. Just we are checking, that's it.
I got it. So I just explained.
Can I add?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah. So what he has said, right? Using the data flow only, we can test the integration testing. But let me give one example. Okay. So let's say you are testing the registration and login component separately, right? And for that, let's say UI team is using a mock API, not the real-time API, which comes from identity service. Okay. So identity service is a different thing which is developed by the Java team, and all the APIs you are testing separately, right? And then UI team, let's say they have developed the UI with a mock API, and you are testing the UI component for registration separately, only with a mock API. Okay. But now you have to integrate it with the identity service. So you have UI separately tested with mock API, and you have identity service tested separately using Postman. Okay. But now you have to integrate these two, UI and the identity microservice. Okay. Then you are basically changing the endpoint. Now you are integrating with the identity service. So you are now taking the real-time identity service endpoint from the AWS and you have put it in your UI code. Then now you are going to test the entire flow where identity test API also will be tested and your UI functionality also will be tested. So when you are now registering, Now your users will be real time created in the database via that APIs which are there in the identity service, and also your UI is tested that it is responding to the real time API properly and you are able to register or not. Same way login also will be tested, which is integrated with the identity service. So this is called integration testing. Clear?
Yes, sir. So it is like the output of one module will be the input for the other module.
Other modules, and that is why you were saying that you are passing the data from one.
Yeah, checking the data communication between multiple modules. Yeah.
Data flow is happening among different services. Now, if you extend it little more, right? So let's say today you have only login component which you have tested with identity service. Tomorrow you are working on the addresses service and the personal detail